Hello and welcome to the Discomfort Zone, the show that gets you comfortable with the uncomfortable. So in this week's show, we dive into all the health benefits of nature, why it's so good for your physical health and for your mental health. And we say hello and goodbye to Gemma as she goes off for a hike and returns from a hike all in one episode. And we all just get a little bit pissed.
Hello!
Hey guys!
It's another week in the podcast studio.
And it's an eve of an important event, right?
Yes.
This is last time in the podcast before what's happening.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, well, when you listen to this, I will already have done my trek and hopefully come back
in one
Yes.
piece.
in one piece if I haven't, fallen off of a cliff or a mountainside. But as we record this, it is Friday afternoon. I am leaving tomorrow morning, Saturday, hence why my hair is in braids because I am not washing my hair for a week.
Do a twirl. It looks great.
Do you like
Do
it?
a twirl,
I
yeah.
don't, how do I?
No, but when she moves, she moves so stiff as if she's carrying like this crown on her head. It's like, shake your head. Just shake it.
I'm
Just
not.
move
I will
side
by
to
the end of it.
side.
I don't feel. It doesn't feel very natural.
No,
I
wouldn't-
feel like Monica and Friends. When she gets beads in her braids.
Yeah,
and she's
but
like, shush,
Monica and
shush.
Friends like this, shaking around. You need to shake it, girl.
Hitting a diva with your beads back and forth.
Yeah, just because obviously most people are listening, not watching. There are no beads in my hair.
Oh,
So
no, but
describe
that could be
what. So
quite
you've
funny.
got two.
So I've got two boxer plaits.
Boxer
I think it's
plaits.
called a Dutch braid, but we're going with boxer plaits. And
Because it looks like you're about to go into a fight.
The ring.
yeah, exactly. But in the
Yeah.
context of the trek, there
Yeah.
are no showers.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not washing my hair.
Yeah.
And so now I don't have to wash my hair. And it's excellent because I feel like my face looks younger and youthful and more tight.
It's like a
Toit.
It's like a face-
non-cosmetic
like a facelift.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Friday, so we were all having a glass of champagne.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Because life is about balance, my friends.
Yep.
And we
And we
might be
need it.
personal trainers, but we also always need a drink.
Yeah, it's sunny outside, and we
Yeah.
were having a chat, and we thought, actually, let's embrace that. Why not? Let's have a nice drink, have a nice
Yeah.
chat. We enjoy being here. Hopefully, you're enjoying yourself back, walking, talking, sitting down wherever you are in the world.
Although I've just realised something terrible.
What?
What's that?
You burp with champagne.
No, you're about to swallow drinking champagne.
Okay, I will make sure.
so loudly.
Stop it.
So genuinely, I'm going to
Fuck's
shuffle.
sake! I'll do it against the bloody microphone.
Don't move your head from the microphone. I'm going to shuffle away from you because I please don't glug in my ear because it's going to
You
make
didn't.
me.
You're drinking before a cheers.
Yeah, are we going to cheers to my trek?
Yes. Cheers. Good
Good
luck.
health,
Good health.
good luck,
Good luck.
and may you return.
May I
please
return
Please.
in
I
one
need
piece?
you.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a fucker of a week. So
This
Here's
is,
to
you
you.
know,
this is-
Here's
here's
you,
to our
Jem.
fucker of a week. Thank
amen
you.
to that.
Here's to
And
that.
to all those warrior women also who are now home and did an amazing job. So well done you because I salute you all. You're all my inspiration.
Cheers.
May it raise lots of money, do lots of good in the world, and everyone enjoy themselves. Yeah. Have you enjoyed yourself? You're listening back already from doing the hike. Welcome back.
Oh my God, it was so good.
And welcome back, everybody.
Best
So good.
time.
Your hair is pristine. By
Hey,
the
do you
way.
know
How
what?
did you manage? Did you use the tights?
I just had tights on my head. I was fixed. It was great. I won.
Yeah, the team. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so I came
Team
first, everyone. I was the fastest
You're really
hiker.
tan. The weather was good, clearly.
Yeah, no, I did everything. I bossed it. I now got endorsements from ITV,
Oh yeah.
Channel 4.
Fantastic.
I'm now an honorary member of Busted as well.
Is there a Busted member going?
Yeah,
Oh, of
and the
course.
Saturdays.
Yeah, yeah, of
So
course,
I'm
of course.
doing
Yeah, yeah.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I'm touring with the Busted. The Busted.
The busted.
The Busted.
Wow.
And Saturday and
Champion's
Sunday,
gone to
I'm
your
with the
head.
Saturdays.
Saturday and Sunday with the Saturdays.
I'm now Sunday. Oh,
well, we
dear.
need a career change. So this could be the
Don't
pivot.
say that. We've had a pivoting week.
Yeah.
It's
So
been a
that-
stressful week.
Some say shit, others say pivot.
No, see, I don't say shit. Let's talk about it. We don't need to talk about the minutiae, but life has thrown us a bit of a curveball this week, Deeves, right?
It has.
And we, I think, have held it together and have handled it extremely well.
Right. So without the details,
Yeah.
how have you handled it really well?
Well,
think
I'm
we've-
drinking, and it's not
I
even
think
3
now
o'clock.
at the end of the week, it's only just hitting me. But I think we went into full blown boss bitches.
Absolute
like
boss bitch.
11:30 at night messaging people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sorry guys if you're asleep, but I'm just getting it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a very philosophical person or like a religious person. So I'm not the kind of everything happens for a reason per se. But I do think when life gives you lemons, you can make lemonade. So I think we have looked at whatever happened as an opportunity to change and smash directions. And
I love that. So like it's scary, I'm guessing, without
Yeah.
detail, scary, not knowing what's going to happen next, uncertainty, and
A
then
wave of emotions.
and wave of emotion. And you just dialed up the pressure. You said, okay, well, I could either not do anything and feel overwhelmed, or I could do something about it.
yeah,
We had a similar thing. Well, I had a similar thing in my work recently, and there was just a period of time for 3 weeks where every night I went, and we called it in my diary, it's military mode. It
Yeah.
was just like military, like I don't have time to stress.
Yes.
I just got to do some stuff.
I agree.
I've got to try and make things happen. And sometimes just pushing it. So you've had a week of pushing ahead.
yeah.
Yeah. So pretty tired. Great place to start a hike from. Feeling tired.
Yeah, and well, yes, not well. Do you know what? Maybe it's not the best place to start a hike from, but for me, actually, it is because, and bear with me here for a sec, because this isn't all about me, but I have felt quite stressed this week, but also very proactive. But it has been helped massively by the fact that the weather has been good.
Yeah.
I've been going outside. Nadiva and I were supposed to go to the gym this week, and it was so nice. We both decided to screw it and actually go for a run and just be outside, because I needed that hit of nature. I needed to feel calmer. I didn't need loud music or dark lights. I really needed to get outside and realize that I'm just a little tiny part of the whole world that is moving around me. And now, in my week or our week of stress, I am going to go off and do a whole week of just completely being outside, to the point where there are literally not four walls for me for a week.
And also switching off.
Yes, and switching off, because I won't have a phone. So I've got this digital detox coming my way that's going to be, I hope, supported by nature. And also rather grateful that the weather's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, actually, really lucky there.
Really
So
lucky.
in rainy
Are we
Scotland.
going to be talking about today the benefits of stepping outside beyond the four walls and into nature?
I just think if you walk down the street now, we're recording this, it's Friday the 9th, and it's currently 23 degrees outside, and it's sunny. And I'm sure everyone will agree that people are just happy.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
friendly.
Everyone's nice.
You
everyone's
can't do
friendly.
wrong. It's just so nice out.
It's so nice out. People are positive. They seem to not think of, nothing's really bothering that much. Probably not doing very much work.
Well, do you know what? Like we said last week and began to talk about it, stepping outside into nature is really good for us.
Yeah.
Like it is just really, really good for us.
And so is drinking.
It's
Why are you two not drinking?
I am.
I am.
I'm just a bit nervous with the heat that this is just going to go straight to my
I thought you
head.
were
by
going to say you're
the
a bit
end of-
nervous about the
keep
swallowing.
listening in. Just wait till like minute
By the end-
35
by
and
the
just
end
see
of
how
this,
the chat
God
is.
knows what I'm going to be saying.
Just keep swallowing or don't swallowing. But please don't do it loudly.
No, I know. I'm so self-conscious. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
My swallowing.
You talk loudly, man. I'm going to pretend that I can't. I'm going to la 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 while she swallows her
Wow,
champagne.
it was just silent. It was just, there was nothing there.
Oh, I
Talk,
can't.
someone talk, please.
Go for it.
So last time we began to talk about Nadiva's geniusness,
Yes.
ingenuity.
Yes.
And
My geniusness.
we were beginning to talk about actually just stepping outside so good for us because of our attention, right? But I'd love to have a back and forth with you and hear your perspective, and I can talk my perspective, all about why doing exercise outside is so beneficial, and maybe some practical tips for people about what do you do? What do you need? Where can you go? What's the best things to do? Because we're going into summer now. Maybe if you're listening to this on a walk, or you're thinking about what I might do tomorrow morning on the weekend, we're all saying, but we're going to go into details, stepping outside and doing some exercise outdoors is going to be real good for you, right?
I think the beauty of working out outdoors is that you don't need anything. First of all, go to a park where there's a bench. And most parks at the moment, actually, they've got workout
why a
areas.
bench?
Oh, you can do so much on a bench.
Oh, what can you do with a
You
bench?
can do lunges, you can do squats, you can do press ups, you can do jump squats, you can do a full body workout, you can do triceps. We actually, may she rest in peace, the Queen's birthday. Do you remember? Was it the birthday or the Jubilee? What did we do that we went to the park and did a whole workout on the
something
bench?
happened to the Queen that day.
It was a bank holiday for the
No,
Queen.
I think she died.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yes,
it
it
wasn't.
was.
It was her Jubilee.
No, babe, it was the day she died. It was
No,
no,
it
it was her
wasn't.
Christmas.
You
It
gotta-
was not a
you
Christmas.
guys had to shake it out.
No,
it was
it
her
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was her funeral. It was the Queen's
No, because it
funeral.
was cold.
Yeah,
It was winter. No,
She
funeral
didn't
day
die
was
in
boiling
summer.
hot.
When did the Queen
No,
die?
When the funeral day was really hot. I remember doing a barbecue. Anyway, side
You
point.
did a barbecue on the day. No, that was the King's.
No. Queen's funeral. We
If you're
did a
listening, can you
barbecue.
just Google and tell us when did the Queen die? I'm fairly certain we had a day off.
James or Jesse, can you just let us know when the Queen died?
Yeah.
Anyway, point being is Gemma and I went to my local park and we did a full body workout on the bench with no equipment.
Wow.
Just the two of us and a bottle of water. So appreciate that sometimes gyms can be expensive and you don't want to spend the money, but there is no excuse, okay? You want to get outside, you want to get moving, you need a garden, maybe invest in a mat, and you can do a full body workout. As personal trainers, Gemma and I always put on our NG Fit Instagram at home workouts with no equipment. So do it. Get moving. You can do it.
Get
no
outdoors.
excuses.
Yeah. And also, it's quite nice to do it at home because sometimes then your kids see you and then they get a bit inspired to do something too. So they might see you outside in the garden and say, oh, can I come and join in? You might find that unbelievably annoying. And it might be the reason that you don't want to work out outside. And that's okay.
I've got a 3-year-old, and whatever I do, when outside, she wants to do it too. So it's so cute. She does squats when I do squats.
That's so
She loves
sweet.
she loves hanging from rings. We talked about this before. So if
Yeah.
I'm doing rings outdoors, she wants to
Can she
swing.
hang?
She can swing on them.
I think kids are very good at
Yeah.
hanging.
Yeah.
They have this weird upper body strength.
She's so cute like that.
Aw.
But so step outside, go outdoors, and just be active outside. All you
Yeah.
need is a bench.
All you need is a bench and you're
Yeah.
not
Not
competing.
even a bench. You don't even need
No,
anything.
you don't need a bench. You don't need anything, but also you're not competing with anybody else. You know, in a gym setting, you're looking around, you're distracted. I think part of going outside, there are no distractions. You're in the gym,
Yeah.
there's loud music and there are people and someone might be saying hi or someone's dropping a weight very loudly and there's things to look at. When you're outside, it's really just you and whatever you're focused on. You might even, if you've got your headphones in, you literally can't hear anything, or take them out and actually just be a bit present. But
Listen to the birds, because there's loads of research that said if you do anything outside, particularly physical exercise outside, there's a whole body of literature called green exercise. So
Right.
going outside somewhere green in a park, in a forest, and doing exercise. And this is everything about that does better things for your well-being. So they measured, for instance, people's saliva. They took saliva doses and then looked at their cortisol. That's your stress hormone. And they looked at heart rate, looked at blood pressure. They looked at your immune system afterwards as well. Every marker was improved, and mood and psychological scales, mood, anxiety, stress recovery, was all improved by comparing doing it outdoors versus doing it indoors. So like from a well-being perspective, just go outside and do something in a green space is really, really good for your mental health, as well as what you're saying is your physical health.
interesting.
Yeah.
So there's method to our madness.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, they said it also really helps with cholesterol. It lowers cholesterol as well, more so than doing it indoors, or some intermediary variable that
Okay.
helps lower cholesterol faster. So it's really, really good for you. Physical
Okay.
health, well-being, and you're saying physical exercise.
Physical exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also there are distractions in places that like make your mind go wild. So if sometimes if I'm in the gym, I'm like thinking about everything I need to do, and if I don't know, I hear someone talking about a subject matter, I get like triggered, and then I'll think, oh, I've got to sort that out. Whereas sometimes I just like to be on my own. It's why I like going for a run, because I can put my headphones in and just nobody bothers me for like half an hour.
Have you heard David Goggins speak about it?
No, what does he say?
Do you know who David Goggins is?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know, if you're a listener, he's what's the best way to describe him? He's an ultra runner,
Yeah.
ultra athlete
I think
in
he's
everything.
like the fittest man alive or something.
He's just done the most incredible. His story was he was an overweight man, and he was really keen to go into the military and prove himself. And then he did the most incredible transformation. Go YouTube, go find our story. He's the most amazing man, but he's intense. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
intense.
He has his he does like a 4-hour he's like a 2-hour stretching thing. It's
Every day,
med. Yeah.
every day, and any workout will be like, I don't know. You talked about the other week in terms of supersets or progressive,
Yeah.
whatever he does.
Hypertrophy and all
Progressive
that.
overload.
He does
yeah.
like 30 sets.
Wow.
But he was speaking, it was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was saying, what do you listen to when you're out? And he goes, I don't listen to anything. He's like, he's like, I don't need any distractions. He said, the distractions are for weakness.
Yeah.
That's what he says. He's like, I want to be out there by myself.
Yeah.
Nothing. No music to help me along. I'm just going to be, and he's so extreme about it, to be honest. But he's like, you just face everything. You just fully face yourself. By yourself. Nothing else is going to help. You're just there by yourself out there.
I find that harder. I think
yeah.
if I'm walking, I'm walking because I need to clear my head. So I need to put music in. As soon as I don't have something distracting me from all my thoughts going in my head, I'm just going to start overthinking and not focusing. So actually for me, either a podcast or music helps.
and I'm not saying do what Goggins.
No,
I'm not
know.
saying do Goggins, because
No,
Goggins.
no.
There's very few people that can do what Goggins does, because he's really extreme.
Yeah.
He's
and I think
so
we
extreme.
could have a whole conversation about that. But
Just try and get him on the podcast.
wow, that'd be a big bet. All right,
Shout
David
out.
Goggins, shout out.
Shout out.
Come have a chat. It'll be interesting. Be really interesting. But I saw some other studies, just while talking about like listening to things. They did a study where they got people on a bicycle indoors, and then they gave them 5 different conditions. One was the summary is you just cycle with like a blank wall. You just cycle and look at like an urban scene on a TV. You just cycle and listen to nature, birdsong, or you cycle and listen to birdsong and also pictures of a nature. And they found that just listening to birdsong, again, they did like a stress event before they went on the cycle. And then afterwards, they saw that people recovered from stress faster by listening to this birdsong and cycling compared to just cycling alone. And also their mood improved, and also their blood pressure decreased more than the other group, as well as also watching it. But just listening to the sounds of the birds is really helpful for us. There's a whole story about why, but that's really good. So it's good just to take the headphones out sometimes, just, while you're
Try
out
it.
there in nature, just listen to it, because apparently even that does things that are really good for us in terms of our well-being, lowering our stress rate.
So I'm going to come back, or I'm already back. But when I'm already back.
Welcome back, Gem.
Thanks. When I come back, I'm going to be really zen, because I've listened to birdsong for a week.
You ready?
No
All ready to
way.
go? Maybe you're just like ready after that. It should restore you.
So
Yeah.
I think exercise, nature is a reset.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's like pushing
Yeah.
a reset button.
Yeah.
Like, we took some clients on a hike, and it was an hour outside of London. It was green, but we didn't see a road and we didn't see a car, and everybody just like, it was so funny. I got home and I was mentally exhausted, because don't you find everyone just
Opens
completely
up.
opened up and had the most intense conversations about career and their purpose and life, and we went everywhere. I think we talked about surrogacy, we talked about religion, failure, divorce, everything, because people just suddenly feel really uninhibited when you go outside. It doesn't. It almost feels like you're in a different setting. Therefore, it doesn't feel like your real life, and therefore you can just be as open and honest as you want to.
Was that across the board? Like everyone?
Yeah,
was
I
more
really
open?
think it
Everyone.
was.
I think I had deep conversations with all 7 girls that were there.
I was like mentally knackered.
Yeah. I literally got home, head hit the pillow, and I was out. I
Wow.
felt like I'd done a marathon emotionally.
Yeah, it was
Not physically.
really
I wasn't,
interesting.
my legs weren't tired, but like my
Did you feel?
mind.
Did you feel more connected to them after that, or did they feel more connected to you? Has anything changed in your relationships, do you think?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's changed, but I think it's just nice to know, like, I wouldn't say I look at them as people that pop in for a 45-minute or an hour's class. You know them more as a person versus as a client.
Yeah, because it sounds, well, people opening up about that stuff,
Yeah.
and often don't have time to talk about that, or it doesn't feel right, or you don't have the right moment to talk about really deep life stuff.
No, but I think we should talk more about you
Mm.
and your experiences, because you've used like extreme sports, outdoor sports as therapy. Like, why? Tell me. I want to understand that. I think people are far more interested in you than they are
What's
about us.
extreme sports? As in, not I know what extreme sports is, but what kind of extreme
Well,
sports
why don't you
do
just
do?
tell us, and a bit more about like how your whole come to being of outdoors.
Okay. Well, we always had a very active childhood.
We
I'm saying
did.
We, because again, if you haven't listened to the podcast yet, before, Gemma and I are brother and sister.
Yeah.
Diva is an adopted member of the family.
We never did a holiday like go to Spain and sit on a beach.
Did you
No,
not?
we did
Oh, are you
whitewater
joking?
rafting. We would climb mountains. We would.
We lived on a deserted island for 2 weeks, looking after killer whales and tracking bears.
Yeah, Orca Lab, like at a
Wow.
research institute.
Yeah, like as an
Yeah.
adult, it's so cool. But as a 14-year-old, when all your friends are on camp and you're on some like boat,
Deserted island. That's
Literally,
amazing, though.
yeah.
I mean, now you can probably.
I mean,
now
it
I would
was-
love
That's amazing.
nothing more. I mean, we went
I
up
mean,
Mont Blanc
well,
one year.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well,
Right,
I
question:
learned how to
do
scuba
any
dive.
of you implement that with your families now?
Yeah, we're really active. We're
Yeah,
very
I think we're
outdoorsy.
quite active.
But holiday-wise,
No, but they're too young. Like, I don't think we did it when we were 1. The kids,
you're more teenage years you're talking about.
I think when like they've got to be willing to walk up a mountain.
Yeah.
But I used to walk hours when I was about 5 or 6. We would just be taken on hikes,
Yeah.
and we would always go. And I think that's why I actually really enjoy it, and why I'm not really worried about sleeping outside or.
It's in your
I love,
nature.
Yeah, we used to go on
Nick-
camping holidays. Do you remember we did a camping holiday every year?
Absolutely. Sandy balls.
Sandy Balls. We used to go to Sandy
Just because
Balls.
it's a funny name.
Shout out, yeah. Sandy
So
Balls
that
is
was always
great.
part
And
of
Wookie Hole. Wookie Hole's a cool place.
Wookie Hole's fantastic.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you're in the southwest, go to the Wookie Hole. It's amazing.
Don't know what geography that is, but sure.
That way. I'm pointing that way, guys.
Left.
Left, down and left. So I always did things in nature, and then I went and I started to do more outdoor sports just by passion. I learned how to rock climb, and I loved that, and did lots of hiking. And then I started working with vulnerable young people. So working with young offenders, working with teenagers, young adults who'd been affected by cancer and kidney failure. And I worked with some different organizations where we went outdoors with people. And these are often going outdoors with people who are facing life difficulty, facing real struggles in life, but wouldn't necessarily come to therapy, and maybe didn't need therapy per se, but needed like a turning point in their life, or needed some being able to see themselves in a different way. And I think that's why nature works so well. So I've continued to do that, and I've started a business with 2 incredible women, Chris West and Claire Pemrick, and they're sensory integration trained occupational therapists. Those are 4
That
very
is a
long words.
mouthful, yeah.
That is
Very long, which means they're experts in understanding how the body works and how our senses work and how it promotes health. So together we've all made a model of therapy which helps. It's a model of therapy, but we've trained teachers, social care professionals, we've trained mental health professionals, we trained a garden designer the last couple of months who went on to win a silver medal at Chelsea a couple of weeks ago
wow.
Woo
with her
woo.
garden design. She's amazing. She really is amazing. It'd be cool to speak to her at some point, actually.
Yeah, great.
Um,
Discount?
But the whole way through that, I've always found going outdoors with people is what you say. I think people open up much
Yeah.
more. I think the thing between like trainer and student or client and therapist, it's a level playing field because outdoors we're just
same.
human. We're
Yeah,
all the same.
I agree. But that's what I mean. Like, I feel things feel inconsequential. Is that the right way of phrasing it?
It's a good word.
When you go out, thank you. When you go outside.
Only because you were teasing me for using a
Yeah, I
word
can't.
before.
I don't understand anything. Because no matter how stressed I am, sometimes I go outside and I look around and I think, God, there are thousands of people. And if I've got problems, surely everyone's got problems or stress. And yet everybody manages to get on with life. So I look at myself and I think, okay, well, I'm just one person in this massive universe. And it makes me feel a little bit better about how I'm feeling about stuff. I don't know. I feel like I use it as a barometer to realize how small I am.
Puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it puts it in perspective.
I mean, and the thing is, it does put it into perspective because in nature, I think there's wonderful metaphors you just are immersed in nature, like the seasons. Like throughout the year, you're going to have a dark winter, and that's kind of like life sometimes. Sometimes we go through our own winters, like suffering, darkness, hardship, hibernation. But then in nature, it always shows us there's always going to be a spring afterwards. There's always going to be new life that comes out of darkness and perhaps hopelessness. Summer, there's always times for abundance, but you kind of need the dark times to celebrate the good times to then notice when things are difficult. And you're right. I mean, the idea that puts us into perspective, I mean, if we're going to be really either philosophical, spiritual, or just like straight up scientific about it, we are stardust. We come from the universe. So carbon, our bodies, are literally made out of supernova. When stars explode, that's how carbon is created. All our atoms are made from the universe. We're just, like you say, tiny parts of nature. If anything, the big thing is we're not separate from nature. We are nature. We're animals. We
Yes.
forget that a lot.
Yeah.
We forget that a lot. And then we pile, like you say, so many stresses and worries on top of things that we forget that actually life is just life. We're no different than anything else in nature.
So, do you ever watch SOS, that Who Dares Wins? The
yeah.
SAS.
SAS.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, SAS. Thank
So
you.
good. With
So
Anne
good.
Well, he was in it.
Yeah.
Anne Middleton.
Yeah, he got cancelled. Don't talk about him. But Jason Foxy, he wrote a book and I read his book. And it honestly, I wouldn't say this very lightly about things. His book almost changed my life.
Really?
Yeah.
In what sense?
So he's got the most fascinating story. And firstly, I would say go and read his book. I think he's read a few, but this was more of like his biography. So his whole being and purpose was the SAS. It was like military. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a soldier, and he completely found his calling. And he, at the same time, had a partner, and he had a baby, and the baby was born with special needs. And he didn't cope very well with this baby with special needs. And he kind of threw himself back into the SAS, and he kind of talks about very openly not being the best father, didn't really look after them. But it obviously had triggered something that he didn't really realise when he then kept going back into war zones, and he started drinking a lot, and he was a bit of a kind of a mess. And he had one scenario where he was on a battle in action, and something happened, like a bomb went off right by him, and there was like a family inside a house and young children, and he said like he like froze. Like he couldn't process the situation. It wasn't how he usually was like taught how to be on combat. And it like completely threw him, and he got asked to take some leave. And as soon as he had to take leave from the SAS, he had no idea who he was. And he then realised that he was like an unpresent father because he didn't know how to look after his kids. He was a bit of a drunk. He went and did like delivery for a while, and you think you've got this huge purpose of like saving the world, and then all of a sudden
That gets stripped from you.
he was a delivery driver, but he was a delivery driver with like horrendous PTSD. And he said he would go outside and he would spend his whole days on like high alert. So he would like walk down the road looking for danger. So he would walk up and down the road, and he'd be like waiting for the next terrible thing to happen to him, because in his life what he did was get given situations that seemed awful, and then he had to learn how to battle out of them. So either you had to kill someone to get out of the situation, or he had to go 5,000 miles away from a terrible situation because it was too traumatic to deal with. And he said he met a therapist one day, and instead of sitting on the couch, they said, let's go for a walk. And she went for a walk with him in the woods, and she said to him, do you realise that you are on the highest alert of anyone? She said, notice yourself. You're walking round a corner and you're looking to see what's round the corner. You're not looking at where you're walking. You're looking to see what's about to happen. But that thing that's about to happen might not happen.
So
but you can't enjoy the present because all you are doing is waiting for the next thing to happen. And he said like that moment completely changed his life. Like he stopped being on such high alert and waiting for that dark winter and waiting for that terrible thing, and then just actually started to enjoy the present. And I was like, I do that all the time. I'm waiting for that bad thing to happen. I'm waiting for the next bad corner to arise. And it made me like, every time I think that, like I literally think back to his book, and I'm like, okay, no, you have to be a bit more present. You have to think it might happen, but right now it's not. You have to enjoy the moment. So yeah, long-winded story, but really, really,
story.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Read his book. He's an amazing guy.
I'm going to read the book.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's describing is, I think it has huge connection to why nature's so beneficial. Because in our, let's do a little bit of psychology, just for a second. Bear with
Haven't
me.
we just been doing all psychology?
Yeah, we're going to go deeper.
Deeper than what we've been doing.
We're going to go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So
I feel like this is quite deep.
I'm glad,
Yeah.
I'm glad we've got the champagne.
I was gonna say, I'm like mildly a bit pissed.
I'm actually nervous to stand up.
But when I'm retelling that story, I'm really hoping I've got it right because...
Well, go read the book. Find out.
I could be a bit drunk and have just blurred through. Yeah,
I want to read
well, it's
it.
probably on a Kindle. Do you read paperbacks?
Yes.
I like holding a book.
I like the smell and the feel of a book.
Yeah.
I can't do it on a
What does
Kindle.
a book smell like?
Just smells of it. I can't explain it. Do you get it? Like
It's another thing for our sensory system.
I need
It's very hard
tactile.
It's very hard to describe a smell. We have so many receptors for smell. It's actually very hard to then put labels to them other than things it makes us feel like. So smells like home, smells like school,
yeah. Also,
smells like comfort.
I need to turn a page. I can't explain it.
I like
need
a
to
physical book.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not a hardback because they're just impossible to hold.
But then what if you're in bed at night, you want to read a book, but it's dark? Oh, wait, you're already selfish. You turn the lights on with your husband. We've had this conversation. Do you know that when she gets up for Barry's boot camp at like 4 a.m, she turns all the lights on?
No.
Even if he's fast asleep. No, sorry, you're so selfish.
We're going to go on a right D here. There's another podcast I listen to, which, oh my God, I listen to another podcast. Of course I do. Where they talk about power moves. This is the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Okay.
And one of those the idea of power moves is how to get one up on someone else in life. And one of the power moves they talk about. It's really, really good. There's a whole book. I'll give you the book.
We'll do
Okay.
book swaps.
Yeah, we should have a book club. I don't read though, but
And one of the power moves that one of the husband does with his wife is that he has to get up early used to get up early for the morning show on radio. He would get out, and often when he would get up, his wife or his girlfriend would wake up, and she might use the toilet and then come back, but he was then going off to work. So he would get up, leave the bed, and while she was in the bathroom, he would then make the bed. so then she then would come back in.
Horrendous.
The bed is all made. And because it's like, right, we're up, right? We're all both up.
that is. I'm so quiet.
I'm not that bad. But just 1 second pivot there, because actually on a Friday morning, I put my clothes in the spare room and I don't get dressed. But when I am waking up at 4:45, my alarm goes off and in the summer I open the blind, but in the winter the light does go on.
That is pretty mean.
I mean, if we're playing cards here, the boy goes off to Chelsea the whole time to watch football, so you know.
At 5:45, 4:45 in the morning.
Well, football widow. Let's go. Moving on.
Well, let's bring him in. Let's get his
bring him in.
perspective. We'll get a balanced perspective next week. So what I was going to say was, okay, so let's go back to the story and why I think it's
absolutely no memory of what we were talking about 2
so
seconds
why
ago. I really
this
think I'm a bit pissed.
this guy
you know.
on high alert, right?
Oh yeah,
This guy on high alert.
Foxy.
Listeners, are you following?
Foxy. He's
Foxy
really.
is very foxy.
He's so fucking
There's
foxy.
something really hot about him.
You know what? It's because he's like a bit of a he's moody. He's a bit like
It's
sexy.
also his eyes. He's got gorgeous
Dark
eyes.
and mysterious.
I work with a guy that looks like the other one. I can't remember his name. The non-foxy sexy one. Who's
Not
quite
the
terrifying.
new American one.
No, not the
stand him.
Keanu Reeves lookalike. The tall one with the grey hair. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Keanu
Oh yes,
Keanu
the
Reeves
short.
is-
No, he's short.
No, he's not. He's very tall.
I don't know. I'm picturing Foxy.
Anyway.
Anyway, so he's...
Bubbles?
Where were we going? So he was on... I feel...
What's
I
wrong
feel like
with you?
I feel like I've lost you.
No, you haven't. I'm here.
I've
Go
lost
on.
It's exhaustion, right?
Come on,
let's
I
go,
want
shake
nothing
it
more
off.
than to talk
Go.
about psychological theories. Let's go. Come on, doctor.
Well, do you know what? We're going to do something different.
No, I wanna know.
No. You want to go there?
Yes.
We'll go
Let's
there.
try. See how long you
Yeah.
we last.
Okay, right. So we have two different attention systems.
Clearly.
Clearly.
I don't have any attention
This
system.
isn't even
Hannah.
planned. This is so good.
I don't have any attention.
Each one of us has two separate attention systems.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, right? Each one of us. We have a voluntary attention system. That is you choosing to focus on something, be selective about what you focus on, and tune out other stuff. I'm not going to listen to this because I'm going to focus on my TV program.
Yeah.
The other one is an involuntary attention system, which means we don't have control over it.
Right.
It's our protective system. So imagine a meerkat. You know what a bit meerkat
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like?
I'm picturing the.
Comparethemarket.com.
Compare the market. Can you imagine
What did we
meerkats?
talk about the other day?
On alert.
The
Friday,
summer
yeah.
car. Because we buy any car.
We are
Sorry.
so bad. I feel like Matt's dealing with two kids at the moment. Can't go.
Settle
Keep
down.
going.
He's trying to take a. Go on, carry on.
We, d-
We're listening, sir.
we don't have to listen. We can talk about anything. But
No,
we're
no,
going
it's
down
about
a hole
meerkats.
now.
Go.
Talking
So
about meerkats.
okay, so talking about meerkats. And meerkats, you always notice in a meerkat pack, herd, group,
What's a group of meerkats called?
Not a herd.
A muddle?
muddle.
No,
Message us in. Message in. What's a pack of meerkats? So the collective noun for meerkats is. We'll put it in next time.
Meerkatus.
So there's always
my
one
bottom
on
eye.
alert, right? So lost you guys.
Go on. I'm
gonna-
so with you. We've got a lot of meerkats.
A lot
Standing
of meerkats
up.
and listening in. Right, here we go. We're going to go for 2 minutes. Let's
Go,
do this.
go.
Try and use your selective focus voluntary attention.
We got
right?
this.
Yeah.
There's always going to be one meerkat on alert because they need to tell the rest of the pack when it's safe and when
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Yes.
Same thing happens in each of your brains.
Right.
And this guy's brain in particular. When you've been faced with lots and lots of scary stuff,
Yeah.
your involuntary attention system is always switched on. It's our protective system. It's the thing, if you get alert to danger, it makes us focus on that. If the fire alarm went off right now here, we'd all focus on it. Another version of it is we have a scanning version of our alert protective system. So that means when you've been through trauma, Your body reacts, and then you're going to be scanning for danger all the time. So that's involuntary attention. Then it's very hard to do focused attention, because every time he does that and focuses on the present, his protective system draws him into thinking, I've got to scan for danger.
Right.
Psychology over.
No, that's
Well
interesting.
done. So why is nature so beneficial? Because going into nature resets some of that as well. It gives the opportunity. It's a lot more than that, but it gives the opportunity to reset the attention system, to give more ability to really like attend to the here and now. It restores the first focused attention, because that's the bit that can fatigue. You can get tired with attention.
Yeah.
You've had the end of the day, you're like, I just can't focus on anything because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And yet, if somebody really needed something from you, you'd probably get alert to it and you'd probably focus on it. If there was a car beeping outside, you'd probably still go, look, what the hell's going on? But it's very, very hard to focus. So that bit gets fatigued. That bit gets restored when you go outside. So when you go on your hike next week, sorry, you're back from your hike last week.
Guys, hi, I'm back. Welcome. I had a great time.
You should be quite restored in your ability to focus your attention.
Well, you do. That's what I kind of thought would happen.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking
Reset.
that this is, it's not a bad time. Why not? Like, let's go and reset myself in nature. I'm going to have a great perspective. I'm going to be a bit, fair about things, because I'll realize how much it doesn't matter. As long as, I'm very relaxed about everything, which I feel very relaxed right now, then...
But also just make sure you're going back to what we were saying. Make sure you're present. Be in the moment. Don't stress about things that have happened to us this week or what's going on back home. Enjoy where you are, because this is an opportunity that may not arise again.
No, I don't think it will.
Take it, roll with it, and enjoy it.
No, I'm excited. And also I think I am so excited to not be checking my phone all the time.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Because that makes me
jealous of
so
that.
unpresent. Like, I can literally not notice what's going on around me because I'm on my phone.
It's the same thing that happens, because when you get a ping in your phone, or like an Instagram notification or email or a call, it like brings your attention back to it. So that's our involuntary system.
Yeah.
It goes, jink, you have to focus on it. And that's the thing with modern day life, is we have like 1,000 versions of that in the day, where our involuntary system goes, look at this, look at this, look at this. That's why I think it's why people are so hard. It's so hard for people now to really focus their attention for a long, long period of time.
Yeah. Like, kids can't watch programs anymore because they're just used to swiping. And then in turn, they can't focus at school because they just are
Switch
used
off
to,
quicker.
well, everything's got like a 3-minute shelf life. Everything takes a very, very quick time. And then also I feel like while you're dating on Tinder, people like on one date, but they know that they could go on and swipe and look for another date at the same time. I'm not on Tinder,
You could find it.
but if you want me to, I might be on sugardaddy.com. Is that what it is? Sugar Daddy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do
Or
you know,
Raya?
Gemma?
Isn't there one that's for celebrities, or you can find like a
Yeah,
celebrity moment?
Ah.
Raya.
Yeah.
Raya.
Right. No, I
After
don't know.
this week, I'm going to be a celebrity
Yeah.
with all my endorsements, so you'll find me on Raya. Why are you laughing?
Oh, is this how you're telling your husband?
No, let's not tell him.
Well, ook.
That's awkward.
He doesn't listen. He's not supportive.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm joking. He does listen. He does listen.
Dara's very good at commenting, but if you haven't commented, liked, subscribed,
Yes.
please do, because or send in your questions, because every week we come to,
Yeah.
we often get questions. We
Yes.
have time for some weeks more than others, but we really appreciate them. We really appreciate all the comments as well, and we want this to be a community. So we really appreciate you guys stepping up, saying what you want to listen to, even giving us ideas for the future, because this is your podcast as much as ours.
And we'll do a phone in. If you want to have a chat with us live, send us a message and we'll call you in.
Oh, hi, Frasier.
Let's do that. Why Frasier?
Frasier, the TV show, they used to ring in and say, hello, caller, I'm listening. And then he would say, hi,
they?
I'm having a problem with my whatever. Yeah.
Isn't that Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer's real life. Frasier.
Oh.
Sorry. Jerry Springer was not real life. No, Jeremy Springer was a chat show.
Jerry.
Exactly.
Fight.
We could be like, diva. Although, Matt, I think you'd be very calm in these situations. You would give excellent advice, and we would just, Nadiva and I would be a little
That's the
bit
thing,
unhelpful.
Who's the British version? Jeremy Kyle. Oh my gosh!
Well, he got
I
cancelled, yeah.
Did he?
You about to say I love Jeremy Kyle?
No. That's not what I was going to say. The show was entertaining is what I was going to say.
I mean,
Not
it's
him as a
incredibly
person.
entertaining, but it's also really really bad for people.
But isn't that because it's like voyeuristic? We love watching other people's
Yeah.
miseries.
Yeah.
Like
And
as humans, we're like, oh, that person's uglier than me. They're less fortunate than me. Like we
watching
thrive
people in
on that.
crisis when we go, ha 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 ha, I'm having a nice drink and everything's fine in my life.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. He's awful.
Yes.
That program's awful.
Well, it got
Yeah.
cancelled
Oh,
there you
because
go.
somebody killed themselves.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gosh.
it was
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's a dangerous thing playing with people's lives like that.
yeah, for sure. So don't go back and watch reruns of Jeremy Kyle.
No.
Not a good idea.
Go outside.
Go
Take a dose
outside.
of nature.
Yeah.
Get,
Put
a
us in your ears.
get your nature
listen
fix.
to the podcast.
So you once told me something I found really fascinating. I know we're nearly out of time, but I just wanted to go back to it for a second, around like cold water swimming and the
Oh.
effects of it. Because I was on the train to work the other day, and I got a group WhatsApp notification that a new group had been created for me, and it was called Ladies Pond Swimming.
In Hampstead.
Yeah, and I literally laughed as it came off my phone. I've been
Who's
added to a
inviting
group.
you to that?
Some friends who have basically decided that we're going to go outdoor. What's it called?
Open water.
Open
swimming.
water
Yep.
swimming. And I am all for adventure. Like I
Yeah.
want to climb mountains, jump off cliffs. There is one thing I cannot do, and that is I can't be cold.
Yeah.
And open water swimming to me, I know that like moment you get in and that your body like it's not for me. But I do know, and I know you've talked about it, there are some mega health benefits to that.
Oh, it's
But there's like a chemical reaction,
Yeah.
right, in your brain.
Go on.
no. I did it for 3 years. I did a lot of open water swimming, culminating in swimming a very long race in Loch Lomond up in Scotland. Again, just another pishy lake, as Gemma would say.
Like Ross Edgley.
Like Ross Edgley. Nothing like Roger Edgley.
Love Ross
I love
Edgley.
Ross Edgley.
You need if you're listening to this, you need to go Google all these people. They are
Ross
inspiring.
Edgley is really good to look into. Wim Hof, if you don't already know who Wim Hof is,
He's
this is the
amazing.
man to look into for cold
the
water
ice
exposure.
diver
Guys,
guy.
ice
Doesn't
man.
he do like his?
Yeah,
Before he
I mean,
gets in.
Yeah.
let's
He's
do.
amazing.
Tell you what, let's do a whole thing on cold water.
But
because-
answer my thing quickly there.
yeah, go on. Which is
Well, I
why is
already
it
asked the
why is it beneficial?
Yeah, I already asked you that. You're a bit pissed.
Personally,
Hello.
personally, I found it so good for me.
But isn't that like a chemical thing? Like, doesn't it give you the same reaction as like an antidepressant? Like your body like switches on.
It's fantastic for us.
And
One
also
of the
muscle
biggest
recovery.
muscle recovery is really good. One of the biggest resets you can do in terms of stress is to get really cold water, particularly on your forehead. Your T-zone, is that what you call it when you put like a
Yeah.
cleanse
Yeah.
your T-zone? If that bit hits water, there's a thing called the dive reflex,
Okay.
which is one of our evolutionary life hacks. It's a fast hack to immediately reduce stress. So again, at home, you can do the same thing. If you get a cold bucket of water, ice in it, and put your T-zone in there, make sure you hold your breath and you don't hurt yourself. But in the
Sure.
process, it massively resets your stress system.
Interesting.
So that's really helpful, just by and of itself. But also the dopamine hit you get from doing cold water swimming
Yeah.
is massive. You will come out feeling both euphoric, massive sense of reward, and you'll also feel very, very calm.
Really?
Very, very calm afterwards. I feel probably the most stress-free I've ever felt is every time I finished a cold water swim.
Was you know what?
Yeah.
I actually turned around to my husband the other day and said I want to get one of those ice bucket loomy things for my garden.
Oh,
And
the
dunks.
Yeah. So that's the thing. For the muscle recovery is your body, and you can talk more about that. But for the stress, it's particularly about having.
But then
your
do you
head
not
under
need
the
to
water.
swim? So you're talking about going into cold water and just like
The
your
dunk.
muscles.
Yeah, yeah.
You're talking about swimming.
Swimming, but also cold water. I'd say get your head under. So
Oh,
even if you have a
right.
cold shower every morning, we'll
Yeah.
do more of this. But if you want to get the cold
That's
water
what
on your
Huberman does. The Huberman morning. He has a cold shower.
yeah, and you want to have it on your. You want to make sure it goes on your so your body. You get your breathing really. You get your breathing in check.
Because do you not like it like
You start to
yeah.
hyperventilate. You have to train yourself to be able to slow your breathing down. It trains you to deal with uncomfortable situations. It trains your breathing to do diaphragmatic breathing, not chest breathing.
Do you think anyone could do that? Because I'm freezing in summer.
The advice is that if you're going to try it, you just have your shower. You do increments at a time. So you start with 10 seconds, build up to 20, build up to 30,
Right.
and you if you can actually see on my shower, for instance, you can like see what the temperature is.
Yeah.
Just go incrementally down, go step by step down, and it's habituation. I would say I'm rubbish in cold water.
Yeah.
I would have said that beforehand. After a while, it just felt easy,
Wow.
but that took a long time.
Yeah.
So
Let's do a challenge for us because
Oh
I
my
hate cold.
goodness. Yeah.
Okay.
No, do you know what?
Let's come back to this.
Yeah.
Let's come back
Let's
to the space.
be-
get to a point that we can go in Hampstead Ponds. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can join my
That
WhatsApp
first
group.
time as well. The first time is always going to be the hardest. So, okay, so let's hold this space. All of us, we're going to do this some
Watch
point.
this
Yeah.
space.
Watch
The
this space.
Discomfort
We should make a
Zone is
YouTube
going-
video. We're going to start
Yeah.
our YouTube channel properly, and then we should make a video
Yeah.
and go and do these challenges. Because
Yeah.
that is like genuinely, like I could probably fake a challenge. Like that is genuinely
Yeah.
my biggest. I cannot cope with being cold. I watched, what's that program? The Island with Bear Grylls or one of those things. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'd be fine hungry. I'd be fine catching crabs. I'd be fine like sleeping on the sand. But if I was cold,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I'm done in.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
I
can't.
hear you. I'm
Like,
And
I
Bear,
can't
Bear
cope.
Grylls, in terms of survival, would say very first thing you need to do outdoors is get shelter and warm up, because you know they talked about like how many minutes you can have without oxygen,
Yeah.
food, all those things. Very, very important to breathe. But apart from that, the next best thing is you got to stay warm, because exposure will get you faster than anything else. So it just awakens in you. What we're saying is, when you feel cold, it awakens in you a survival response.
Yeah.
It feels so uncomfortable and so unbearable.
Okay.
So hold that space. So Gemma, we're going to wish you the very best of luck, and already well done for coming
you.
back.
Like-
And you
it.
smashed it. Well
Like
done.
I said, I won. I won the track. That was the
Well
whole
done,
point.
Gemma.
Right, just
Super proud
backtrack.
of you.
Is there a winner?
No.
No, okay, fine.
The winner is the charity.
Gemma.
and
It's a
giving back.
fundraise,
Yeah.
so I guess
Yeah.
maybe it is. Like, there is a leaderboard about who's raising
Oh,
money.
there is.
Of everyone, I'm third. There's been me and one lady, and we've been pipping each other. Like,
Ah,
a
okay,
little
well,
bit
keep-
here, a little bit there. So
Keep giving and
keep
so
giving.
now-
You can still donate
Yeah.
while I'm on the track. Although these would have gone out after, but I think the
thank
link
you
will
everyone
still
for
be
your
live.
donations.
Thank you for all your donations. But thank you. I will see you when I'm back. Very excited.
Yeah.
Miss you.
I know I'm gonna be sad and I'll miss you, but this is Matt. I found this so interesting.
We'll carry on next time.
Let's carry
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
and
I'm
let's
excited for this.
build out this challenge about
Yeah.
cold water
Yeah.
because I'm on it. But
All right, we'll
what
see
do
you
people
guys
need
next
to do?
Monday.
They need to like,
Subscribe, comment, and tell a
Follow.
friend.
tell a friend, send us any questions, send us anything you want to talk about on Diva Gemma Fit on Instagram or Dr. Matt Slavin, and we will see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.